All right, welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Lifestyle Living Podcast. Now, I think this is the first video that I'm actually doing back 100% in routine post-vacation. It is crazy how vacation 2-3 days before you travel, 2-3 days when you get back is just insanely unorganized. You can plan to the best of your abilities, but I feel like there's always like the animosity before you leave of just getting stressed to go, and then when you come back, the animosity to get back into the routine and just rekindle what's the time that you feel like you lost when you were gone on vacation. Not that I felt that way, but it's crazy. It's always so much more hectic. There's unless you travel all the time and you're used to it. I know I got a couple clients that I work with and people I chat with that travel like almost daily, or at least like on like a weekly basis. They're on multiple planes, so maybe it's different for you guys. But my God, it felt like I was, even right now, my training schedules is all over the place. Like what is today? Today's Sunday, and I did my fourth workout of the week. So tomorrow's my fifth, and then tomorrow's Monday. Then Tuesday will be a rest day. I'll start my day one on Wednesday. Usually it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday's rest days, Friday, Saturday. I've been in that routine for years, so a little bit all over the place, but I'm back. I've always talking about like what I want to do with the podcast, where I want to take it, and the good thing about the trip is that it relaxed me so fucking much that I was able to think more clearly as to what I want to do with my life, where my values are, where my energy needs to go, my efforts and things like that. And that's why I think if you've been here for a long time, I talk a lot about nurturing your soul, fulfillment, joy, happiness, peace, love, joy, abundance, all those things. And a big thing with all that stuff is making sure that you stay in tune with it. And life can take you for fucking journeys, dog. Like, it can really take you fucking journeys away from your alignments, and there's a video that I won't talk about because I'll go on 15 fucking minutes talking about, but there's a video I watched that I showed Emma that, we have this base of intuition, this base of who we are, and life takes us above it in abundance and it takes us below it in terms of negativity and things that we're stressed about. And it's just a revolving up and down. It's almost like a heartbeat. You got a couple of goods, a couple of bads, and it's all aligned the same baseline of our intuition, who we are, our peace, love, joy, our fulfillment, our identity, and those things, right? And vacation just makes your identity and your intuition, that baseline, just super fucking crystal clear. Because, I was reading into it, it's like when you're on vacation, the version of you that's a parent, the version of you that's a daughter, a son, a cousin, a brother, a niece, an uncle, whatever, your job title, like all of these titles, these roles you play in life are gone. And you're just who you are, living through life in time and space. And I think a lot of us don't ever get any of that day to day, or very little of us do. And the good thing I like to say about my life, and which is why I'm always talking about it in such a positive manner and trying to share experiences, is I feel like I have that a lot more than I give myself credit for. Like, I run my own business. I'm recording a podcast right now as part of my job. I like my job is fucking great. My life is absolutely fucking incredible. So for me to go on vacation, get realigned with such deep purpose and values and what I want as a man and as a person and as a human, it's just like a smack in your face as to how naive we are as humans every single day to just like get out of alignment with that. And it is incredibly hard, to stay so fucking concrete on one thing in terms of your purpose, your identity, and what you want out of life. Because again, we have daily roles we got to play. We have parents, we have friends, we have families, we have roles, we have titles, we have jobs, we have things we got to get done. So it can become like this big stressful fucking thing. But that's whole other conversation. Today, what I want to talk about, just to get into it, is I want to talk about just how short life is, and other people's opinions don't fucking matter. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like, again, vacation really showed me more of like how much I'm doing out of my fucking life. If you were to ask me, like, I'm 31 right now, if you were to ask me at 21 the things that I'm doing right now that I'd be doing, like, that would be like I'm good for the rest of my life. Like, I'm fucking set. Like, everything I've done, and from a goal standpoint, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm not depressed. I don't have anxiety. Like, I know my purpose in life. I'm in a healthy relationship with everyone in my life that I'm with. I'm articulate. I'm willing to get a beat to my ego to make sure that I can help the people around me. Like, I got fulfillment in so many other areas of my life that it's surpassed my expectations as to what life could give me. And I'm saying that from the perspective of, we always get so caught up in other people's opinions, their opinions of how we look, their opinions of our job titles, their opinions of like the way we eat, the way we live our life, the way we spend our time. And the biggest thing I've learned, like the last 10 years bringing my life to where it's at now, is they're so fucking irrelevant. Like, when you give a shit about your life, you give a shit about your goals, you're ambitious, and you're proactively every day trying to get a better version of yourself, the opinions of others are so fucking low as to what you should be hearing. And initially, every single one of us care about everyone's opinions. Like, we grow up, and as we grow up in elementary, junior high, and high school, All we care about is other people's opinions. Even when we talk about going to get careers, we care about other people's opinions. Like, is this career like big enough? Am I gonna make enough money? Like financial status, like all these statuses and stuff in our life, even social media. It's like we care about other people's opinions. Like, should I post this? Should this caption be there? Should this story be there? Should I talk to this person? Like, opinions influence almost every single one of our decisions, and I feel like that's why a lot of us struggle between the ages of, like, especially for me personally, again, speaking from experience, is 17 to about 23. I was fucking lost. Like, those 6 years, like, I moved out. I didn't know who I was as a person. I dealt with a lot of trauma. My identity, my values, I didn't have any of those. I was just like going through life, whatever happened, just reacting to it all. And all my life was influenced by opinions. The only thing that my opinion stayed sharp and clear on was my fucking fitness goals. Thank fucking God. I just love the gym. I just love going there, and it just gave me a lot of peace. It gave me a lot of fulfillment, and that was an anchor for me to stay in line with my intuition, my identity, and those things. But everything else outside of that was revolved around other people's opinions, my job, my career, my schooling, a lot of different things. And when I was able to just, remove hearing other people's opinions to influence my own, again, going back to like value and self-worth, you got to have your own self-worth and your own self-value, and have your own little pedestal you put yourself on to value your opinion over other people's opinions, because we only know what we know. When you're trying to be the best version of yourself, especially at a young age, and you're challenging the typical status quo of most other people, whether it's a job, whether it's a physique, whether it's a whatever boundary, whatever thing you're doing in your life, if it goes against the norm, other people's opinions are going to sound super fucking loud. And something else to note as well, when you hear a lot of other opinions that influence or maybe, get into your brain about your decisions, it's because whatever that opinion is about, that topic it's about, you really give a fuck about it. For example, like, all of us give a fuck about how we look. We all have those moments in our life where someone in junior high made fun of how we looked in a certain manner. High school, college, whatever it is, like these little comments that don't leave our brain. We always think about it. Like, I remember there was one person that told me that, like, someone in grade 7 said they had a big nose, and it's like, dog, that was 15 years ago, and you still think you have a big nose. So it's an opinion, right? And same thing with our shape. If someone's like, "Oh, you gained weight," or you're too in shape," or all these different things, like, it sticks with you, right? And then it influences your decisions. Like, then you go in to track your macros. You just try to make these micro decisions in your life, and you think about these small opinions. But when you know who you are as a person, your identity, your self-worth, your actions speak louder than your words, then those opinions start to fucking just disappear. And I think the reason why I want to say that so much is because, like, right now I'm in prep. I think I'm 6 weeks out. Everything's going absolutely fucking perfect to plan. Knock on wood, we still got a lot of time to put in. But even like the career and people, like, I'm going on vacation, like the people I met on vacation to get into other networking opportunities, like every single thing that I've done in my life right now was based on my opinion. And the reason why that's so important is because so many people like to talk. Every single person is willing to speak and tell you what they're thinking. And something as well of you making sure you have self-worth and value to combat that, to have something to compare to. Because if you don't have no self-worth, you have no self-value, and you don't give a fuck about you as a person, then anyone's opinion is going to influence you, because you don't have that mirror back to that opinion as to where you stand with it. Like, prime example, when people call me crazy for my work ethic, crazy for how I track my macros, and how crazy I am in the gym, my rehab processes, and all these different things, that's cool. That's your opinion. But when you give me your opinion, I know where I stand with a lot of my things in my life. So there's that mirror to it, and there's that organic comparison as to what's real, what's not. If you give a shit about me, you're willing to invest in me and give me your time and energy to make me as a better person, your opinion's going to matter, because that's going to influence me in a positive way. Like, I'm not the one that has all the answers, nor you, nor is anyone. So you have to be able to hear certain opinions. But if you're going to allow anyone's opinion to just come into your fucking life, you got to start criticizing these opinions. Like, why are you giving me your opinion? And this even comes from your mom, your sister, your brother, whoever the fuck that is. Like, it's like any opinion that comes into you that doesn't feel like it's aligned with who you are as a person, fucking dissect that. What's the value of this opinion? Because once you start realizing, let's say every 10 opinions you get, 9 of them are irrelevant. There'll be one person in your corner that's giving you constructive criticism because they want to invest into you. They want to see you grow. They're going to challenge you. It's not about being right all the time and saying my opinion is better, I'm egotistic, and I'm fucking better than everyone. It's about understanding, like, is this person right versus wrong? And if you're talking about vanity metrics, social statuses, and like these different like accolades that people get through life that they think gives them fulfillment, like job titles, relationship status, finances, and, like, let's say materialistic things that make them look a certain way to other people, that's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like, it's all fucking bullshit. What's beneath that layer is, what do you get out of these things? I'm not saying materialistic things or different accolades and different social statuses are irrelevant to your life, but again, what does it give you? Like, for me with bodybuilding, like, I don't talk about it a lot because it's something for fucking me. I'm not here to be a part of the bigger community and be part of the political stuff. I don't care about all the intricate details where people talk about prep all the time and all these different things. I'm me as a human being and as a man. Bodybuilding's over here. Do you know what I mean? So it's like my opinion with that is very different, but it's like I know where I stand on it. So when other people give me their opinions as, oh, I should do this because I'm doing this, or you're this way, you're acting this way when you should act this way. It's like I just don't give a fuck. I understand their opinion, I hear it, but they don't give a shit about me. So again, out of every 10 opinions you get, there's only going to be one person that's really giving you that constructive criticism, and that's when you got to start layering down those opinions and as to what you hear. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna die one day. And it's only going to be you on your fucking deathbed reviewing every single fucking memory that you had in your life, every experience, every single time that it's like a picture book. You're going to have a picture book go through your entire life. It's like an Instagram story carousel post. You're just going to be swiping through in those last final moments of your fucking life. And you're going to know, did you fold to your own values, your own identity, your own beliefs, and your own opinions? Or did you like stand tall with confidence and conviction and believe into what you like into the things that you wanted to? And I think that's so important because 90% of the guys that like I talk to every day, and I don't mean guys, like I talk to a lot of women as well. Like my community is massive. Every single one of you guys are ambitious fucking people. You guys are go-getters. You guys wake up, as soon as you guys wake up, you hit the fucking ground running, and it's all day, every day, just non-stop fucking effort, non-stop fucking work, and you give a shit about everyone around you. When you have those core competencies, you have those core values, like you can't listen to everyone's opinion. Because 90% of people are fucking sheep. Like I'm saying, out of all 10 people you walk across, 9 of them are going to be speaking because you're allowing them. 100%. You know, so that one you got to be able to like remove all that shit and focus on the people that actually invest into you, actually fulfill you. And again, it's not about being right. Your opinion isn't right. It's about, is your opinion of value to you? And if it is, then it's going to be of value to the person giving you the opinion. If you're just speaking out of your fucking ass because people like to be heard and seen, that's cool. A lot of people are hurting out there and they want to be heard and seen. A lot of false fucking validated ways out there in life, and a lot of us get caught up in different ways, and that's why I like to use the gym, because a lot of us get caught up in the physicality of things. Oh, we look good, we have abs, I'm lean, I have the shape, whatever. Yeah, cool. It's vanity metrics. It's like the materialistic shit. It has a time and place for sure, but that's not the baseline of it. That's not the foundation of it. And a big thing with you guys to stay strong in your opinions on everything, like from political stances, from nutrition, from working out, and your core values, is to make sure you know who you are within them. You know, because again, you can't be just an opinionated fucking prick because you think you understand information and you want to argue with people. Like I used to be like that to a degree because I like to argue. People don't really understand that sometimes, but that's why I like to do the podcast. I'm a talker, so you know I can talk, and I'm quick on my feet, and especially when it comes to thinking of certain things. So you got to have value within it, and when you learn to accept the value of who you are as a person, as a woman, as a man, and however you identify, you're going to start to see a lot less opinions matter. You're going to start to hear more opinions that do fucking matter. And when you start to really learn to value your own opinions and to have other people stand on business with those fucking opinions and help you grow those opinions and reassure yourself, you're never going to hear fucking anybody else. And it's really hard in the very beginning to really differentiate like what opinions are doing what, because you're also trying to learn what your value is in certain things. But again, going back to that baseline that I was talking about with vacation, of your intuition, your identity, your core values, and who you are as a person, like we know in our gut. It's just, can you listen to yourself, have the confidence in yourself, and have the conviction, the commitment, and the belief in yourself to stand on what you believe in? Then your opinions will start to, you know, disperse in your life, and you're going to build a life that's around values and opinions and things that you really do give a fuck. And I say that so heavily because me with the gym, me helping people with their fitness, me helping people with mental health, me even doing this fucking podcast, me sitting here in a fucking wife beater doing a podcast, like I've built all this up. This baseline, when I started 10 years ago to start creating my life and creating who I was and standing on my values and my opinions, this is who I wanted to become. It took me 10 fucking years of building and deep fucking intentional work with myself and learning to not listen to certain opinions, learning to value certain opinions. And it takes a lot of time because you only know what you know. So if you've lived your life a certain way for so many fucking years, can you expect to just understand something one day and the rest of your life be different? To a degree that is true, but again, the percentage of that success is going to be very dependent on how long you've been in one negative pattern to compensate that from a positive pattern. Like me, I was lost as fuck from 17 till 23. That's 6 fucking years. 6 fucking years. I was depressed, full of anxiety, drinking all the time, doing fucking drugs, being a piece of shit. So from 23 until 31, that's 7-8 years. Like it took me probably from 23 to 27 just to heal myself mentally. 27 to about 30 to get to where I'm at now. And the last year to 2 years has been absolutely fucking incredible. So it's like, to give you context, it's taken me 10 years to be able to sit here and speak about it as clearly as I am. But the big thing is, life is way too fucking short to literally give a fuck about anyone else's opinion. Life is way too short to care about anyone's opinion. And if their opinion is just fucking speaking to be heard and talk, it's irrelevant. If someone's opinion is constructive towards you as a person, challenging you as a person, making sure you're getting the most out of what you can on your opinion, that person is fucking gold in your life. And the more you can double down on those types of opinions and just hear those opinions, the better you're going to be in your own values, the better you're going to be in your own fulfillment, your own abundance, your own joy, your own fulfillment, and all these different things. Because you're actually in alignment with who you are as a person and growing that identity. And removing yourself from the system and hearing everything is the hardest fucking part, which is the beginning of it. That's why I'm saying, like, you got to have value in your opinions, because if you don't value them, no one's ever going to come to you and be like, you should value this more. I mean, you know, that one person that gives you those positive opinions will do that. And, you know, we all have them in our life, but it's really hard to embrace that when you've never had that from mom, dad, you're like all these different people of authority. Like, I've never had any of that. So for me to have more support from certain people outside of my family was, you know, hard to conceptualize, you know, because you're always kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. But it's like the opinions of anything other than what you care about is fucking irrelevant. And the faster that I realized that, I started doubling, tripling, quadrupling my fucking growth. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when I started this, probably took me 2-3 years to really understand this concept, to take a step back and be like, okay, why am I all over the place? Why am I doing so much? It's because I valued so many other people's opinions of what I was doing. Started asking myself what I fucking valued, what I cared about, and then, you know, at least 60 to 80% of those opinions were irrelevant, because most of them were speaking to be heard. That's it. You know, we all want to speak to be heard. We all want to be validated. But again, like, are you doing that from a standpoint of true intentions and wanting to be heard and seen for yourself to feel fulfilled? Or are you doing that for vanity metrics because you fucking are empty and just are hopeless and just need outside metrics of validation because you're just having trouble finding who you are? You know what I mean? So once I stopped having trouble being who I was and who I want to become, it was easy to start clocking the right opinions, you know. And now I have probably like 3 to 6 people in my life that I allow their opinions to come into me, and when they do, they're valued because I understand they're coming in with true intention. They're investing to me as a person, and they're not trying to take away from anything I'm doing. They want the best for me just as I want the best for them. And then that synergistic energy is like next fucking level. And when you can start to remove other people's opinions that don't matter and only hear the opinions that matter alongside your self-worth and value with your life literally becomes unstoppable. And I love that, because I'm not going to deny that other people's opinions do have an influence on us. Like, if someone comes straight out of nowhere and just says you're a fucking piece of shit, like, yeah, that's their opinion. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. You know, it still fucking hurts. But at the same time, when you know who you are as a person, you know what you bring to the table, you know that you're a great fucking person in terms of like your intentions, your core values, and you put the fucking work in, you're always right. In my opinion, at least. You know, you're always going to be fucking right in that regard, because there's a lot of fucking assholes out there in this life that want to take everything from you just because they're too insecure and selfish and stupid to fucking do it themselves. That it's literally like people want to see you fail. It just is what it is. It's a hard thing to conceptualize, because you don't want to admit that the people that you may be hanging around now, talking to right now, or like giving your energy to right now, have those intentions. Half of them understand they have those intentions and they're doing it because they want to see you lose, because they hate to see you doing better than them. The other ones are so fucking ignorant to life that they don't even realize they're doing it. They're just following the crowd, you know? So for you to take a step back, value your opinions, and start combating them around everyone is a very, very hard thing to fucking do. But I can promise you it's one of the best things you'll ever do in your life, because you don't know what your life's going to look like after that. But I can promise you it's going to look a hell of a lot more brighter, hell of a lot more abundant, hell of a lot more peaceful, hell of a lot more fulfilled, and a hell of a fucking lot more aligned every single day, every single week, every single month, every single fucking year. And for that there to look back on your life one day, I know you'll never look back with regret if you know you're doing things for the right intentions for you at all times. You know, and again, some days you'll be wrong, some days you'll be right. Keep doing it more often than not, you're going to be right more often than not. You're going to be right more often than not. And, you know, that sounds like a little bit of a backwards thing to say, but it's fucking true, you know. But that's all I got for today's episode. You know, I'm happy to be back into the routine 6 weeks out from the bodybuilding show. I feel like I'm locked in. I definitely have way too much energy today. That's because I have a refeed, so it's actually like 1,500 calories compared to every other day. But I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. If you guys ever need anything, as per usual, reach out. Other than that, keep leading from the front and setting the fucking standards. Let's go.